and the Bears put up 25 points in the fourth quarter to come back to win that game. They played each other 3 times in basically a month, and all of the games came down to the wire. The one that the Packers won, the Bears could have won. Remember, Caleb was rolling left, tries to hit Cole Kmet in the end zone, and underthrew him a little bit, gets picked off. Packers win that game. But they came back to win the other 2 games, and they have really leaned into the rivalry, and Ben Johnson has leaned into the rivalry. Ben Johnson doesn't like Matt Laflur. Matt Laflur doesn't like Ben Johnson. You can tell at the handshakes, all 3 of them this year. And then after the game...
Where does that come from?
Don't know.
It's so funny because Matt Lafleur says, I have no relationship with the guy. That's part of the reason
Is it
that
just
I
like
don't
a
like
professional
him.
jealousy? Or where does it come from?
When Johnson was hired, I think it was in his introductory press conference or one of his earlier press conferences where he said, I freaking hate the Packers, love beating them. I'm paraphrasing.
I think it started with the Lions, dude. The Lions played the Packers all the time.
He said,
I'm sure.
specifically said, I enjoy beating Matt LaFleur.
Right.
Yeah.
He said that and that's just weird because Matt LaFleur, I think, is known for being a pretty decent guy and has no beef with him. I don't have a problem with rivalries. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like rivalries. I don't even, whatever. I don't really care. It's just that he's just such a.
It comes from somewhere, though. It comes from somewhere. I mean, maybe Matt LaFleur talked smack about him, and
I don't believe
Maybe
that.
there's something behind the scenes and we just don't.
We just don't know.
I don't know.
We have no idea. We don't know them.
Here's what I do know. He's a classless douche. Like, anytime, and a lot of guys are like this. It's not unusual. I've seen it a million times. I've been around sports my entire life. But the handshake bit, the whole F the Packers, the bit he was doing in the locker room.
Yeah, but he's in the locker room.
Well, hold on, slow down.
Yeah, but
It's
he knows
fine in the locker room. He
knows there's cameras there.
Believe
Who
me,
cares?
I've been around it all the time. That's closed stuff because you have to have class. I guess you don't care about class.
No, but I've seen Dan Quinn drop F-bombs in the locker room.
It's not cursing. There's subtleties.
That's different.
Just sit back and learn.
That's different.
Cursing.
You can sit back and learn, too.
Cursing. No, I've got this situation covered.
Lots of bitterness right there.
I mean,
lots of
cursing
bitterness.
is nothing. I love cursing. I'm the king curser.
It's
disrespecting your opponents beyond the pale. And if you do it behind closed doors to your team, which all coaches do, literally all of them, F them, F the Cowboys, F the Giants, F them, that's all normal. It's when you do it for the cameras it's just crossing the line. It's a douche cap. Now, do you have a First Amendment free right to do it? Of course you do. You do you, buddy. I'm just glad you're not my coach.
I don't have a problem
He's firing
with it.
up his players.
I don't have a problem
There's
with it.
no problem with
because
that,
it just makes it more interesting going down the road if LaFleur does stay with Green Bay.
It's beyond the pale.
His
it's
players
classless.
love it. They
Of course
lean
they do.
into the cheese grater.
Of course they do.
I mean,
just
if you watched
classless.
post-game when they won the first game and DJ Moore was wearing the cheese grater, like they're just leaning into the rivalry with the Packers.
I think it's way worse.
And I think the head coach is fueling the fire.
The handshake, to me, the handshake etiquette is way worse than him saying F the Packers like in the locker room. Like,
No, hold on. F the Packers in the locker room, do it all day long. I think when you do it when the cameras are on, is where you're crossing a line.
Well, the cameras
we
are
can
on.
agree to disagree. We can agree. No, usually there's closed locker room, and then they let you in.
The cameras are on 100% of the time. At least I know the Commanders, every one of Quinn's post-game speeches were on film last year because I used it for the book. Every one of them.
But like,
Yeah, well, we don't know.
But they know that.
Yeah.
They know that.
Ben
They're doing
Johnson
it for the
knows
cameras.
there's a camera
That's
there.
different.
Right.
Yeah.
I
That's
just think
different.
look, he's not worrying about you. He's worrying about his players, and his players love it.
It's not about me.
His players
it's just disrespectful.
love it.
It's just disrespectful. Just handle yourself with a certain class. That's all. Have class. He doesn't have class. What I do know is he's a very smart guy, very immature guy. That I know. The way he handles the handshake, now it makes all the sense in the world why he rubbed the skins the wrong way. And believe me, I never wanted that douche ever.
I
thought he was
definitely
a little squeamish little douche 2 years ago. That's how perceptive I am.
just handle yourself, especially at the handshake, like Sirianni and Shanahan did. Like,
Man up.
Sirianni was
up.
He had to be bitter. He had to be bitter that Jalen Hurts was terrible. Guys are dropping passes.
Of course.
AJ Brown's playing like a clown.
Of course.
Like, but he went out like a man and shook Shanahan's hand. They talked for 5 seconds, and then they parted ways. You don't run out like Ben Johnson.
Real quick.
Okay, but Sirianni's also getting criticized for yelling at A.J. Brown. All right.
Well,
on the sideline.
I think he probably should have yelled at A.J. Brown.
Okay, but a lot of people don't think you should do that, especially with a star player.
That's fine.
On camera. You know what I mean?
Okay. I mean,
I have a problem with that. I think
like,
you could do that on the sideline. You're coaching. And I don't care if you're a star
I'm just saying he's getting criticized for that too.
I love to go against the grain.
Well, hold on. But wasn't Lafleur accused of little broing Ben Johnson during the season?
I don't know. I'm unaware of that.
The reason Ben Johnson did that handshake is because Lafleur did that to Ben Johnson.
I'm unaware of that.
Or
so if you say that's true, I believe you. But I'm unaware of it.
I know, but Cakes is criticizing Ben Johnson's handshake, but there was precedent.
I know
that
there's history there. Like I guess Johnson didn't like the fact that at a previous handshake, Lafleur like patted him on the back like with his clipboard or something. So there was previous bitterness.
Yeah,
there.
Lafleur did a like a runoff like that as well.
Okay,
there's a reason he's doing.
There's a reason. Like Ben Johnson just like it's calculated, but the reason Ben Johnson did that is because Lafleur basically did the exact same thing in a handshake.
Okay, but
previous.
You know what else? Here's what else Ben Johnson could have done. He could have taken the high road.
Right.
He chose not to.
I agree.
And that's his choice. He can do whatever he wants, but
be classy.
He could have just said, you know what?
That's all.
LaFleur was a douche to me. I don't need to be a douchebag to him. I'll just be the big. I'll just be
classy.
The bigger man.
Be the bigger guy. And then behind closed doors to your team, mother blank them all you want. I think when you do it with the cameras on, it's crossing the line for me. But you know what? Do you?
I don't have a problem with that.
Bears fans love it.
I like it just because it makes it more interesting going down the road.
I'm with Cakes. The handshake
when they play each other again
is the bigger problem. The only thing is, if you watch every handshake of every game, I think they're more like this one.
There could be
than there are of the Nick Sirianni one you mentioned.
Every sore loser it's embarrassing. And I know some of them personally.
It depends who it is.
It's embarrassing.
Like Bill Belichick. He definitely did that to some of his opponents this year in Carolina.
Yeah.
It's just a bad look. He did that in the pros too. But if
some guys are just wired that way.
You got to take your beating like a man. Look him in the eye.
Yeah, it depends on how you comport yourself. Dan Quinn, he got raked over the coals this year with 5 wins, but I guarantee you, I didn't see every handshake that he did post-game, but I guarantee you Dan Quinn just walked out there like a man, shook hands, had 5 to 7 seconds of small talk.
Yeah, he's not like that.
Said, best of luck, good game, blah, 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 and didn't do some weird handshake where he patted somebody on the head or did something weird. He probably comported himself with some class and some dignity.
Does Eric have a response or comment to Bears Twitter that made him go viral?
To whose Twitter?
Bears Twitter.
Oh. No, I in fact, my son and I we were sending it back and forth to each other. We're laughing. We're like, one guy was like, one of the Barstool guys who I know. I just went to my buddy, and whatever. People are calling you a wussy, and you don't know anything, and whatever.
Hey, why are you pretending you don't know who Adam Rank is?
I have no idea who Adam Rank is.
You've never heard of the word Adam. You never heard the name Adam Rank ever in your life.
I'm so glad that you bring that up. Never. I'm so funny that you bring that up. Because he's one of the guys that trolled me, and I was looking at it. I was literally in a parking lot in my car. And I was looking at it and go, "Why is this guy getting overly involved?" I know nothing about him. Apparently, he's a big Bears fan. That's what I gather.
I know him because he's
on the NFL Network.
He's a fantasy guy. Network. That's how I know who he is.
You know what? He could be the biggest star in the world. I don't know who he is, but apparently he was trolling me. Not apparently, obvious. He was trolling me. He said, he put some rock meme or something like, who the hell are you? And I saw that and I got kind of a kick out of it because he goes, well, I'm nobody, but I don't really know who you are either. To be honest with you, I've literally never heard those two words together, Adam Rank, ever. No idea. I don't know who he is.
Has everyone in that room heard the name Adam Rank before?
I know who he is.
I have no idea who Adam Rank is.
Jason, you don't know who Adam Rank is?
Yeah, I know who he is. He's on the NFL Network all the time.
You'd have to show me a face.
I looked at the face.
He's bald, has a mustache, and a beard.
He looked like every other talking head on TV.
Does a lot of fantasy stuff.
Yeah, he's a fantasy guy.
Hold on.
Bears guy.
There lies the rub.
Okay, I know exactly who it is. I didn't know by name. I didn't know his name. I know exactly who it is.
Right.
Look, I think Ben Johnson is mostly playing to the people in the locker
way.
room. And his locker room appears to love him.
Right.
Well, yeah.
So he doesn't really care about Eric Bickle.
Well, hold on.
He doesn't
I
really
don't think he
care
should
that the cameras are on
Hold
or
on.
not.
I'm not suggesting he should care about me or anybody else. I'm just suggesting he's a douche. But it doesn't matter what I think. Of course it doesn't matter. Just giving you my opinion as someone that's paid to give opinions.
I think
he's a
F the
douche.
Packers is fine. I'm more with Cakes that the handshake is the more douchier move.
Well, I know who I'm rooting for this weekend, and it's not the home team.
So you
I'm
think
rooting
it's
for the
classy?
Rams.
Well, because you hate Caleb.
Do you think it's classy?
Let's pull back the curtain.
Yeah, I mean,
you really hate Caleb.
No, hate is a strong word. I'm just not his biggest fan.
So
That's all.
Cakes drafted Caleb in one of our fantasy drafts.
And
our
what did I
playoff
say
fantasy.
as soon as I drafted
You said,
him?
I hate this pick, but I'm going to take him.
Right.
And he texted me when it was
Pretty good numbers.
Well, he texted me when it was 21-6
Yeah. And
or,
it wasn't
or 21-3.
It wasn't looking great.
He goes, I knew I was going to get killed. He goes, I hate Caleb Williams.
Right.
He did say it.
And I said, you should
I
have.
need to get the exact words, the exact verbiage.
Yeah. And of course, he put up how many points did he put up? Fantasy
Put up
points?
almost 200 yards in the fourth
Hold
quarter.
on. Caleb Williams put up. He put up 28 points. No, 30.6.
Right.
30.6 you got.
I'm touched for that. By the way, I never said I hated Caleb Williams. Here's the exact back and forth.
You said he sucks.
I said I knew Caleb was going to bone me as soon as I picked him.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Jason's response. What do you think Jason's response was?
I said
Drake May should have been number one pick. And my response was,
he should have been.
looking that way.
Drake May is the better quarterback.
Hey,
He's pretty good.
speaking of which, Eric, do you think
No, he's not pretty good. He's freaking great.
He is.
Do you think there's a hint of kind of like jealousy almost? Like Ben Johnson kind of scorned the team.
No, that's
Caleb,
why I made the point.
Caleb is kind of on the heels of Jaden Daniels. You think there's just some sort of
No,
Bears
I actually enjoy watching
animosity
it. No.
that you have that was lashing out?
Zero. First of all, my family's from Illinois, full of Bears fans.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of easy for me to root for the Bears. I like watching. Caleb. I think he's a roller coaster. I like. He's exciting to watch.
He is fun to watch, no doubt.
I got no rooting interest. You give a crap.
Yeah,
He
but
just
you didn't.
jumps out at
you
me.
didn't like him as a college player. You didn't like him.
I didn't like the fingernail stuff.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
there's stuff about him I don't like. But I'm saying, but from
As a
sheer
player, yeah.
entertainment, he's entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
No, and that's why I go back to the tape from a year and a half ago. From day one, I didn't want Ben Johnson. He just sounded like a. Now he's a little more. He's a little more alpha now than he was in the interview stage. I remember those. I would go, "Oh, I don't want that wussy. I didn't want anything to do with him."
Well,
So
I was going to say back then, we didn't know that he had a personality. He's got a fiery personality
He's got
now
a
that we're seeing.
personality.
But a lot of people didn't want him because they thought he was boring.
That's me. That's me.
Yeah.
That's
but
it.
now
I'm in
you
that
realize,
category.
now you don't like
I
him.
have zero animosity about that.
You do realize your opinion of him as classless for doing that is in the minority, right? You understand?
Not really. If you look at, I got
Dick
more
Vitale.
like. I don't care. I got. What does that mean?
I mean, he agrees with you, but I think
I know. But if you look at my Twitter, everyone says you're getting ratioed. Not really. I've got more likes than comments. The whole point of being ratioed is when you have more comments than likes. It's like 2-to-1 at a minimum. More people agree with me than don't. The people that don't, too, are also... It's just like when I piss off Skins fans when I say, we're not a great fan base, or, I make a criticism of Jaden, they take it personally. It's no different. All sports fans are the same. It's like... It's kind of comical, actually.
I don't know. If he was my guy, I would love it. You're just leaning into the rivalry.
Oh,
F
yeah.
that team.
Can I give an
You know what I
example?
mean? Like if Dan Quinn said F the Cowboys after they beat the Cowboys, this fan
course.
base would eat it up.
But Eric
Eat
would
it
love
up.
him too. If Ben
course.
Johnson was here and they were scoring a bunch of points and they were in the divisional playoffs and Ben Johnson, he would love him.
I'll give you an example.
Of course.
I shouldn't do this, but it's a personal example, but I thought about it.
All right.
Because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you don't know anything. You don't know anything about sports. You're just a nerd or anything." I told you this story before. We were down. Cornell was down against Dartmouth. Okay, Down 2 sets to love. 2 sets 0. Okay. Just going to give you a quick story.
Yeah.
It'll be quick.
I thought you were going to bring up the basketball game that I bet on and they lost it. Sorry.
It's hard to bet on Cornell basketball right now because they give up 100 points a game.
They give up a lot of points.
So if you were a bettor.
I didn't mean to derail you. Sorry.
No, if I was a bettor.
Yeah. Play overs.
If I was a bettor, I would bet the overs.
Pew, pew.
But let me give you this example. Cornell was down 2 sets to love. We hadn't beaten them at their place in the 4 years my daughter was there. We win the third and the fourth set. We go to the fifth set. We're down 15-11. My daughter comes in to serve. She serves off 6 straight points to beat them from behind at their place. It's called a reverse sweep. One of the highlights of her career.
That's awesome. Yeah.
She dives into the court. She's screaming. She's losing her mind. She starts screaming. I shouldn't say this, but I will. She starts screaming, F Dartmouth, F Dartmouth. She's screaming it.
Your daughter was doing this?
I shouldn't say this.
OMG.
She starts screaming it.
Yeah.
I couldn't have been prouder of her or more happier in that moment.
Yeah.
I got down on the court. I said, stop saying that.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Right.
It's awesome. And I wasn't mad at her, but stop saying that. That's class B. In other words, my point as a father.
Yeah. I probably would have been the same way.
I was as excited as she was. Just don't scream F.
Why was
Dartmouth.
she? Were they talking smack? Why was she saying that? Or she was just in the moment? She was just.
She
hyped.
lost her mind.
Yeah.
And she hated them. Like I get rivalries.
Yeah.
I hate all the other Ivies too. But as I said to my own daughter, don't scream that. At least she literally was screaming it at the top of her lungs.
Right. And everybody could hear it.
Yes.
Yeah.
At their place. So it's not like.
Did anybody say anything to her?
I don't know. Somebody put it on social media and I had to have them take it down at one point. You can't have that up there.
All right.
But that's my point. I just think you handle yourself a class. That's all. Just be classy.
I think that's an approach, but I also think as a coach, a head coach, you want the players behind you, and they are 100% behind him.
You
and
say
so
it behind
he's hitting a
closed
high
doors.
note.
You say it all the time. Behind closed doors. You don't have to say it for the cameras.
Okay, there's almost nothing behind closed doors now.
It's fake when it's for the.
There's almost nothing behind closed doors at this point.
I think
everything's filmed.
I think you're surprised. I think you're.
Everything's filmed, especially winning locker rooms. Everything.
I think there's a moment where cameras are allowed to be on, and there was a moment when they're not. They
but
film
almost all these
speeches.
teams.
They film all the speeches.
Yeah.
They know the cameras are on. There's plenty of time to say.
Of course they do.
F them all week. Privately.
But if there's some history between Lafleur and Johnson, and Lafleur treated Johnson kind of that same way before, I don't have a problem with it.
Did Lafleur ever say, I love beating the Lions?
I don't know. I just think, but there's got to be a reason he's doing that. I don't think Johnson's just an evil person inside.
I mean, the first thing was that Ben Johnson said
know.
something in the introductory press conference. I'm going to enjoy beating Matt Lafleur. So maybe Matt Lafleur was beating him with the Lions. I know the Lions and Packers have a rivalry too.
Yeah, I'm sure something has happened over the years. I mean, they've been coaching together, or not together, but against each other for a while.
If you want to chime in, 1-800-636-1067 is the number. Also, should let you know, at 9:45 today, we're going to give you a chance to win some Chris Stapleton tickets right here on the Junkies.